This is Alex P. Kitten, and a few weeks ago he packed it up and he moved to France. Today I'm going to show you the carriers I used and what I packed in them, and talk a little bit about the other things that I packed. So I have two different kinds of carriers. Both are 17 inches. This one has a lot more mesh and is a lot more breathable. So it's got mesh on the sides, mesh on this back panel here, which is fantastic, and pretty much every side opens, good and bad. This one, not as much mesh. You do get some mesh on the side and the front. The top is actually just cloth. There's no mesh, so when your cat is in there, you actually can't see them from the top. As far as preference, I actually preferred this one just because it was nice to be able to just look in at the cats and check on them that way. With this one, you can't open the top. If you open the top, your cats are running all over the plane. So this was actually really convenient. They both have a little strap so that you can hook it to your luggage. Makes it easy, push your cats around the airport. The cost difference, this one I got on sale, I believe, for $30. This one was $60. And, you know, again, I preferred the layout of this one. I don't know if I'd recommend this brand. Alex put a hole in it, just going to the vet, and Chewy replaced it, of course. And then on our way to the airport to leave the country, he put a hole in the mesh of one of the new ones. So I like the style. Not sure how durable it is. You know, if your cat's a little gentle cat, then that is fine. But for my wee beasties, it didn't really hold up. Hey Sergi, all of them have a pretty sizable pocket. So what I did on the inside, you see I wrapped the pee pad around the padding that's in the inside. Then I added additional pee pads in the pocket. I'd say as many as you can get in there, and do it. Yes, there's more. They're just good to have, you know. You can put some under the padding also, and then if they have an accident, it doesn't hurt to have more. And if you end up taking them to the pet area, which was quite possibly one of the grossest things I've ever done in my life, you're going to want to put a bunch of pads down, because it is basically a hydrant. You go in there and you feel like you are a hydrant. It was disgusting. Food, of course. This is the food we've been getting in France. You know, I miss Waruva terribly. The food here is not that good. Disposable gloves. If your cat has an accident, have the gloves. Ziploc bag to put the dirty gloves and the dirty pee pad in. And then of course here, this is one of those collapsible food and water dishes. They're great. I had a few that came with the carrier, and I picked some other ones up at like Petco or PetSmart or whatever one of those are for $2 on sale. So those were fantastic. Pack all of that stuff in there just so you have it for later. Minus the food, I leave it packed just in case we go somewhere and I forget. And then the other thing I did, these carriers did not come with zipper locks. If you're buying new carriers, I would look for zipper locks, but if there is a huge price difference or you can't find them, I got some of these S carabiners. You just get them at the hardware store. They were a few dollars. Let me see that. And you just clip them on the zipper, and they'll keep your zippers together so your cat can't get out. Highly, highly, highly recommend that. They were a lifesaver. Alex really did try to get out. The other thing I did was pack in my carry-on some enzymes in case they had an accident, to try to mitigate that smell. And then I did pack litter in my carry-on. and in my checked baggage. But my carry-on, I did a full gallon Ziploc bag of Tidy Cats. You know, it was fine. I didn't have any issues. They did check my bag, so if you are going to do that, search my bag. If you are going to pack it, I would just say put it towards the top so that's easy for them to find. Beyond that, cats did really well. I did put some dirty laundry in each of these. They really like the smell of my sweaty clothes. I don't know why. So I did that instead of blankets, and then I did bring blankets to put over the top of the mesh ones because it gets cold on those planes. So if you have any questions, let me know. The cats made it fine. We had great flights. They were all good until we got in the car. And that's when the wheels came off, but that's another story. Have a good day.